Hey, what's up everyone? How you all doing? Now, when you first jump into Dauntless, one of your first things, of course, to do is create the prettiest slayer that you possibly can. One that will strike fear into the hearts of all of the behemoths, or one that might actually be mistaken for a feckin' monster instead. But after that, one of the first choices you're going to have to make is what weapon you want to run with. What weapon type will best fit your playstyle, or what weapon type will be the best to take out certain behemoths in the game. So that's basically what we're going to do in this video, what we're going to go over, just a basic breakdown of each weapon type in Dauntless. Dauntless right now has 5 different weapon categories in game, with more of course in development. I believe they're working on a ranged one right now. So these are the weapon types in Dauntless. There is sword, hammer, chain blades, axe, and of course war pike. And each weapon category will deal different damage types. The war pike and axe are initially locked for new players until you gain weaponsmith reputation, but they can be easily unlocked within a day or so of actually playing the game. All you're going to have to do is keep crafting weapons and maybe doing daily and weekly tasks as well in order to rank up that reputation with the weaponsmith. Now, swords, axes and chain blades all fall into the slashing category in Dauntless, which will deal increased damage to unbroken body parts on a behemoth, so chopping off tails or breaking faces is kind of their speciality. In fact, chopping off absolutely anything. These are kind of the damage dealing weapons in the game. Swords are fast swinging weapons that drain less stamina, which means more movement and more dodging. Probably the easiest weapon to master in game right now, and I believe, don't get me wrong here, but I believe they are the highest DPS in the game as well. Now, axes hit incredibly hard. If you want a weapon that's going to give you huge numbers, then axe will be the weapon for you, but there is a balance to this insane amount of damage it can throw out. Axes are slow and consume a lot of stamina. If you overextend and get greedy when swinging, you may end up stamina drained and not able to dodge or roll out of the way of incoming attacks, which means you're going to get slapped about a little. Now, chain blades are great for movement in any behemoth fight. They're good for dodging in and out, and you can close the distance with your special or backflip out of harm's way as well. Now, if you can get the combos going, these will deal a lot of damage. Just don't be one of those chain blade users that just stands there spamming their right click, because you're not doing feck all damage whatsoever. Now, these attack very fast and they have the added range of that right click attack, but in terms of damage right now, I think the sword and axe are slightly ahead. But like I said earlier, maybe I'm wrong. Hammers in Dauntless are blunt weapons that are great for staggering and knocking down behemoths, which is also amazing for giving you some free hits on the monster before it can pick its ass back up. Each hammer has also got a shotgun kind of built into it, which adds utility. You can rocket dodge out of the way of an attack, or you can prime each hammer swing with one of the ether cartridges from its shotgun for increased damage. Simply when the hammer is kind of at its peak, you would use one of those cartridges with your right click, which will then prime that hammer for increased damage. You can also reload your hammer with one of those cartridges one by one after a swing if you time it right, or you can just use the quick load animation to reload all 4 in one go. Also, behemoths like Siine will take longer to kill unless you have a really good hammer in your party to knock its armor off. That rock armor is a bit of a pain in the ass if you're using any of these slashing weapons. When you finally unlock the war pike, which I believe it's rank 4 with the weaponsmith, it is a weapon that is a piercing damage weapon, which will wound the behemoth and create weak points, which other hunters can then take advantage of to increase their damage output or to break body parts even faster. Now, the Warpike has got a charge up meter on it, which is the top left of the screen, and just by hitting a behemoth it will charge this meter up, which you can then store as a ranged shot. So you can store 3 rounds of these ranged shots in total with any of your war pikes, and the ranged shot is your special attack, and firing it can trip up certain behemoths or interrupt them when they're doing certain attacks, or if you want you can just choose to release one of those shots from range and snipe a behemoth just because you can. So that's the very basics of the weapon types in Dauntless and which weapon you might want to choose, which weapon type will fit your playstyle the best. Now, if you want to go into it even further, each weapon you eventually craft from the behemoths that you kill will have different elemental damage attached to it, or maybe they might be neutral weapons, while also having different cell slots to further alter the damage output of your weapon or to change how it performs. Cells are basically augments for your weapon. So to break it down even more, I guess, swords, axes and chain blades are for cutting off tails, breaking legs, bodies and faces. Hammers for breaking as well, but also for staggering and knocking behemoths down, also for breaking armor of certain behemoths. And war pikes can be used for creating wounds to boost slayer damage output and break body parts easier, and also for tripping up or interrupting behemoths when they get angry and are doing certain attacks. So let me know what weapon of choice you're intending to run with in Dauntless. I know a lot of players are running with different weapons solo than they are in squad, so you might run with an axe solo, or you might run with a chain blades while in a squad, or with a sword instead. Let me know in the comment section below. The Dauntless Q monster, which has kind of been crazy all over the weekend, no one has been able to log into the game. It has been defeated. I believe the Q is now 0. There is no more Q, which means you can log in as easily as simply just clicking that button. Do me a huge favour, hit that like button if you enjoyed the video, or don't if you didn't. Subscribe for more Dauntless, and as always, thanks very much for watching.